That was my breakfast, and it's really awesome. If I drink that, I don't need any food until lunchtime. And in the beginning of the Sirtuin diet, you use that for 3 times a day for a week, and you only eat one meal. You use a lot of weight, and after that you switch to 3 meals a day and drink that juice once per day in the morning. I'm loving it. Like when I'm on that diet, I never get sick, and I have really high levels of energy. So test it out if you want. It works wonders for me. Okay, what are we talking about today? It's almost weekend. For the whole week, I have been working 12 hours each day, but the good thing is, because I get up at 5 a.m., I'm finished by 5 p.m. usually. So yeah, actually it's 11 hours because I have 1 hour of lunch break usually, where I watch an episode of Friends or something to make my brain calm down, and then I will get back into it. So today I want to do a bit more technical stuff. I have a chart in front of me right here, and I know that most of you guys are discretionary traders. I mean, you're still trying to follow a system, or you do follow a system, but you are actually systematic discretionary traders. Now the point is, as we are humans, we already introduce a factor of uncertainty, and that is being human. Some days you just feel horrible and you shouldn't trade, but you do anyway. So that is one factor of uncertainty. And the other one is that most of you guys do technical analysis, but you don't really have rules for how to draw patterns, trend lines, and support resistance levels on your chart, introducing another factor of uncertainty, which can lead to huge problems. So I want to show you 2 simple rules that I use in my own trading, in my own chart analysis, to introduce continuity into your chart studies. So let's take a look at this baby down here. We are on the Jones, Lang, LaSalle, whatever. What kind of name is that for a company? Seriously, you want to make money with that? Are you kidding me? Edge Wonk is the bomb. Everybody loves Edge Wonk, wank, wonk. Anyway, I drew a resistance level. I drew a trend line. That is what most of you do on your charts, right? Now the question is, do you have rules of how to draw these support and resistance lines each time? I think most of you don't. And that is where the problems start. So let's start with the support and resistance lines. Firstly, when I'm looking for patterns, like for example the ascending triangle, I have a barrier on the top. How do I draw the top barrier so that it's always drawn in the same way? What I do is, I don't take the highest wick, I don't take somewhere here, blah blah blah. What I do is, I go to the highest close of that pattern. And that is right here. That is the highest close, and that is how I draw my resistance every single time. So this would not be an ascending triangle for me. Why not? Because this point here doesn't connect to my upper barrier, so I would have to draw a trend line here, and I would actually have a rising wedge and not a flat top triangle slash ascending triangle. Let's say I see this point right here and I want to trade the break of this level. Now I use the lowest close. You can see we made this pin bar right here, could have gone long, came back down, close below. Now I move down. I still have a valid level because this wick connects, this wick connects. Alright, now this is our support, and when it breaks, it turns into resistance, and as you can see, is quite spot on. And the retest of this level was also quite spot on. So you can see drawing support and resistance in this way is quite accurate. Now, what do we do with flip zones? Flip zones are the zones between the 2 levels. So if you want to trade a support turned resistance level, you need to draw these zones and then look for price action somewhere inside them. You don't draw your level somewhere here in the middle, or what other people do, that is simply not consistent. You need a consistent way of drawing support and resistance in flip zones, and this is a consistent way, period. Now, how are we going to deal with trend lines? Trend lines I always draw from wick to wick. I never cut through the bodies. You can actually cut through some wicks if you want. Now here this is not necessary. Let's see if we can find a better example. Alright, here on MSCI we have this trend line. So we connect the two wicks, right? And then when we get a low which does not connect with this trend line, we draw a steeper trend line. And you can see the reaction was there. Now this trend line gets broken. So we connect the latest low with this new low as soon as we start moving up again. And this is now our new trend line. And this is how you update your trend line as you move forward. For uptrends, vice versa, and downtrends, of course. And very important, you always look for the trend line with the most confluence. So in this case, yes, this is the lowest low, but look at these wicks right here. If you draw the trend line like this, you cut through this wick actually, but you hit 1, 2, 3, 4 more wicks than before. So this trend line is more valid than the other one. Important is never ever cut through the bodies, and that's how you get a consistent way of drawing trend lines. And that is what you really need, because if you don't have that, then you add unnecessary moving parts into your strategy, which can increase variance and decrease performance and just make your life much harder. So following these simple rules, you have a consistent way of drawing support and resistance and trend lines, which is just diagonal support or resistance. Bam! One way to improve your trading. Now, I'm not saying you have to draw them like me. I'm just saying you have to draw them in a consistent way. You draw a trend line once like this, you draw it always like this. That's the point. So I hope you didn't miss me too much yesterday. I simply wasn't in the mood to make a video, and I'm doing this for fun, so if I don't want to, I just don't. Simple man, simple rules, simple life. Now it's 3 p.m. here in Germany. I'm gonna get some popcorn and watch my trades because I love to see money burn. Right, have a great weekend. See you on Monday.